All right, welcome everyone to Championship Lanes here in Anderson, Indiana for the 2020 Indiana State Queens Championship. This event was postponed from March of this year to now November, and the ladies taking the lanes here. Game one of squad number one just completed, and they're going to bowl 4 games, and then we have a 1 o'clock squad, and then they'll take a cut in those 2 squads, I believe, all together. And we'll have our finals beginning somewhere around 4 p.m. Scott Gilmore, Chad Lester here in the booth. Mike Albee will be joining us later this afternoon. And last weekend we were in Lafayette for the Indiana Scratch Classic, and now the ladies take over Savage Bowling TV this weekend, actually just today. So one-day event. Looking around, Chad, look like about 38 ladies bowling. This squad, we are using lanes, I think, 3 through 27 or 28, somewhere around there. And really, they modified kind of a softer pattern. Jeff Circle, the tournament director, said he made a couple of modifications to it to make it just a touch bit tougher. But he wanted the ladies to be able to score if they threw it well. And we saw a few ladies do that. Shelby New. She shot 231 her first game, and Natalie Tackett, yes, the wife of E.J. Tackett, she shot 237. E.J.'s mom is bowling this squad too as well. So the Tackett's well represented here this morning at the State Queens. And I saw a 235. Don't know who. I'm not sure who bowled that. And then Ellison shot 233 here on 7 and 8. So really we've had – the interesting thing is I believe there's only 4 or 5 200 games, and 4 of them are 230 or better. So hopefully the ladies will be able to pick up the scoring pace here as they break things down, Chad.
Yeah, I would really expect it there would be more 200 games, but other than those 230 games, we have some 190s and high 180s, but maybe they're going to open up. We'll see. Jeff did modify a softer pattern. I believe it was the Stonehenge.
Yes.
Pattern. And then they get over 70 entries for this tournament. From the 2 combined squads, they're going to take the top 16 for the finals starting around 4 o'clock today.
Yeah, and you got to think that they'll have a decent turnout for the 1 o'clock squad. I would imagine there'll be a lot of ladies show up that haven't bowled this one, because obviously it's a 2-day event. You bowl at 4 o'clock, so you might as well get here a little bit later in some bowlers' minds, I'm sure. But you would think that they would get above the 70 bowler count.
Easy, yeah. I would think that, like you said, a lot of people would show up for the 1 o'clock thinking, I'm going to just bowl 1 squad, I'm going to make it, I'm going to bowl at 4, rather than having to wait,
right.
3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is.
Yes, and they are rerunning the lanes in between every squad. There's a 3-hour buffer in between squads to have time to get the bowlers off the lanes and then to rerun them. So you also have to think, too, Chad, that the lanes will tighten up a little bit as we go. I always like to bowl, as a bowler myself, I like to bowl the first squad because I felt like that gives me the best idea of what this pattern's supposed to play. I felt like there was going to be the most friction, and so I wanted to bowl early if I could. I thought later in the day would get a little bit tougher, especially when you're like at the State Masters, which would be the brother of the State Queens, per se. They have 4 or 5 qualifying squads, and you get to that last one, they're pretty tight.
Yeah, they just get tighter and tighter. That can be beneficial for some bowlers, but for other bowlers, it's not very beneficial.
I've always liked this house. I felt like you can get a lot of pin action. The sidewalls are very active. You and I made a comment before coming on the air here to give an update. The sound in the center that the pins make is really a nice sound if you like the pure sound of pins crashing.
Right, and it seems like these are a newer set that they have in here right now. And that's a good sound to have in a center. I've always liked when a center puts in brand new pins. It's the best sound.
Well, and I always felt like you got a lot of sidewall action from the pins. The pins really moved around and jumped around, and carry, if you had the right ball in your hand, carry was always very good. And the pin decks are active as well. And we expect the ladies to pick up the scoring pace. There's a lot of talented ladies here. A couple of three defending champions are here. Teresa Smith-Dill is bowling this. Last year's champion Alexis Carter's here. I think there is a couple of more, and I apologize for not having a list of everybody that's here, but I know Monica Hall-Meals is here. The 2019 and 18 champion are bowling. Teresa Smith-Dill won it 2012, and I'm sure there's a few other.
Yeah, and Teresa won it in 2004, I believe, too, or 2006.
She's won it 2004. Twice. She's won it twice. Mm-hmm. Ferguson has won it several times. I don't know. Did not see her bowling yet, but a lot of talented ladies bowling this squad. Obviously, you have to think that Shelby New, the local lady star here from the area, is going to be a favorite. She rolls the ball really nice.
Very well.
Natalie Tackett's going to be one to have her stay in this tournament before it's all said and done. So essentially, Chad, after they make this cut, then we have single game double elimination match play. So it should be exciting.
It should be. Yeah, and this center is notorious for high scores. I mean, their leagues, for their house shot, and they get a lot of honor scores here. We're always seeing them post on Facebook their honor scores, and a lot of it's not just the shot; it's the sidewalls and the pins being active, and that translates to some higher scores in tournaments that they have here too.
All right, before we sign off here, we'll be coming in and out during the qualifying squad to give you some updates. And Mike Albee will be here at 1 o'clock for the second squad. We'll probably come on the air for the entire squad so we can break down what we think the cut score might be. We want to thank our sponsors, Pinheads, Bowling Center, and Fishers, Big Four Socks, Mike Albee's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette, Motive Bowling, and the Anderson-Madison County Visitor Bureau. And also definitely want to thank the Indiana State USBC for making this broadcast possible here on Savage Bowling TV. We want to thank you for taking the time out of your Saturday to join us. We'll be back. When we do get score updates, we'll come back on the air and give you those so you can follow along and keep score and find out what the cut is as we proceed through the 2020 Indiana State Queens. All right, welcome back here to the qualifying squad number 1 for the Indiana State Queens here, the 2020 version. This tournament was supposed to take place in March, but has been pushed back to November 14th. And the ladies have completed game 1. And matter of fact, they're pretty much done with game number 2, but we got our scores for game number 1, Chad. And right now, out of 38 women that are on this squad, we have 10 that are plus. Leading the way is Natalie Tackett at 237, Faith Hall second at 235, Taylor Ellison 233, Shelby New at 231, Annalise Sisk at 228, J.C. Wilhelm 227, Stacy Bischoff 222, Tammy Marqua 206, and Crystal Bunton 202, and Dana File at 201. So those are your scores over 200. Right now, the top 12 is -5, which is Angela Tackett. I believe that's EJ's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I did catch Natalie got the first 2 in the 10th, so she's going to be in the 220s.
Okay.
Low 220s. And Shelby New shot 249.
Wow.
So I did see some other scores. We got 221, 211 here in front of us. There was a 209, 225 on one pair, 217. So scoring is starting to pick up.
A
I
little
think
bit.
you're seeing the outside part of the lane starting to open up, and there's a little bit of bank room out there. I know
Sure.
Faith Hall had a good game, her second game. So it'll be interesting to see what the scores are like after game 2. But right now, not a surprise that the top 12 ladies, or excuse me, the top 10 ladies are all plus.
Right, and you even look down at 16 because we're figuring they're going to take 16, for the finals. And that's -11, and I would expect that number to be higher when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and again, no surprise that who's at the top.
Right.
Natalie Tackett, Shelby New, Taylor Ellison, all good players. And really, to be honest with you, Faith Hall is a really talented young lady, too, as well. I was talking to Jordan Gray, and he said that Faith had shot an 800 series somewhere in Indianapolis, maybe Hindle Bowl, like a few weeks ago. So Faith coming off some hot play, too, as well, coming into this Queens tournament. And it'll be interesting to see as we progress through game 3 where the scores are going to be at, and talk to a few people down there that they thought as the players move right, it's a little bit tighter down here, in the low end of the house. You get to the high end, and it starts opening up a little bit more too as well.
Right, and that, the first game we saw just the 230s, and we didn't think there was anything under, any other 200 scores. Well, there were, but they were all the way down at the high end. So that kind of tells you the high end is playing easier right now.
Yeah. All right, so game number 1 in the books. Game number 2 has just completed. Ladies are making their move to their next pair. Once we get scoring, we'll provide you an update after 2 games. But right now, our guest is going to be Shelby New leading the way. Natalie Tackett's not going to be too far behind. So we'll be back with some more updates here from the 2020 Indiana State Queens here on Savage Bowling TV. All right, welcome back here to the Savage Bowling TV's presentation of the 2020 Indiana State Queens. Qualifying squad number 1 here of 2. Scott Gilmore, Chad Lester in the broadcast booth. And hope you're enjoying watching the ladies take the lanes here this morning. And our scores went down just a little bit.
Surprising.
Yeah, I thought maybe they might at least stay on the same pace and actually might go up, but
Sure.
they did go down just a little bit. Right now, you're looking at the top 8 females plus. And so what we have here is Shelby New, no surprise, after her 249 game in game number 2. She's at the top of the leaderboard at plus 80. Natalie Tackett, she shot 219, so she must have had a bad fill shot. I thought she could shoot 223, so she obviously only got a 6 count on her fill. But she's at plus 56. Faith Hall at plus 43. Dana File at plus 26 and 4th. Annalise Sisk is in 5th at plus 13. Michelle Irwin, she shoots 211 game number 2. She jumps up to 6th place at plus 6. Taylor Ellison at plus 5. In 8th place is Angela Tackett now at plus 2. And your rest of your top 12, Christina Hughes minus 2, Stephanie Duncan minus 6, Tammy Markwa minus 11, and Morgan Johnson minus 12, and is tied actually with Cammie Devine. Morgan and Cammie each shot 221, 225 to jump way up in there. So some scores have definitely moved around. J.C. Wilhelm, who shot 227, she comes back with 139.
Wow.
So she really struggles. Stacy Bischoff was plus 22 after game 1, and she shoots 153. So a lot can change. Our defending champion, Alexis Carter, way down in 30th at minus 61. So she's got some work to do, Chad, to get back up there and try to make this cut.
Yeah, and I believe last year she was kind of down there, in the standings and worked her way up. So she's capable of doing that.
And we're looking at some scores in front of us. Angela Tackett in front of us. She opened in the 5th. She's got 77 in the 5th, but a strike in the 6th. And also some big scores on a couple of big scores on 3 and 4. A couple strings. Annalise Sisk is one of those. She's got a 3-bagger through the 3rd frame through the 5th. So some ladies there with some strings. Now Shelby New is going to be getting close to the very end, and she'll be making her way back around.
A couple of strings here on 11 and 12 as well.
Yeah.
Somebody's on a 280 pace. Not sure who that is.
Yeah, strikes from the 3rd frame through the 8th.
She has a name on her back. I can't read it, though. Too far away.
Is that Dion?
I believe so. Last name's Wilson, so. Oh, she left 4-pin there.
Yeah, she's minus 41, and she's looking to make a change in the standing sheets after game number 3. A lot can happen. Right now, she's in the 220s.
And she's on lane 11 right now on your screen. Going for the 4-pin. Easy pickup. Annalise Sisk on a 290 pace. She's up on the 7th. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong bowler. She has the 6 count here on the very left of your screen. Welcome back.
Yeah. Just had to do a couple of
House cleaning.
housekeeping things here. some people don't realize cameras are on the table, and you bump if you tap or bump the table, our camera shakes.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
We want to make sure that viewers get a good view of what's going on. It's not a big deal. We saw, not sure who this is on lane number 3. Oh, she just threw one out the window there after a 5-bagger. A lot can happen just by shooting a 220 game.
Right.
We've seen Cammie and Divine and Morgan Johnson shoot 220, and they go from 20 or 30 under to even or close to, and right now you're looking at minus 12 being the cut for the top 12. Now, if they get 32 bowlers, Chad, in the second squad, they're going to take 16. So,
right,
important that we see the entries go up, and you got to imagine some of these ladies will re-enter.
Oh yeah, I would think so. One of the things I like about the 4-game format is one game can't define your series, either good or bad.
Right.
And some people might shoot 250, 260 or whatever the first game and then have 2 bad games and still make the cut.
Right now, if you're thinking, if you can just come in here and shoot 202 a game plus 8, you're comfortably in.
Yeah.
Not asking a ton. What you don't realize, and as I was talking to Jordan Gray, who his wife is bowling right now, Jerica Gray, if you want to know, she's minus 48 down in 23rd place. But, what he made a comment of is you don't realize how many talented ladies are in the state.
Right.
Because we don't get to see them bowl that much anymore, and they're
right.
all right here in Anderson inside championship lanes.
And, our first year doing this event was in 2019, and I was surprised about the talent that we have here in our state. And really, there's not a lot for the women to bowl in as far as scratch tournaments and things like that. And if there is, they have to compete with the men, and not everybody wants to do that.
Let's see what she ended up shooting. Ooh, she opened in the 10th for 237. So that's going to put Dion at minus 4. So she had a chance to get to plus, and that would have really changed the standings immensely.
Looking at our championship pair, 9 and 10.
Well, and Stacy Bischoff is on this pair. Remember, she started with 222 and then shoots 153. Right now, she's on a 2-teen pace with a chance of shooting 240. So she's got something working here in game number 3.
Yeah, you almost have to wonder if she hit a bad pair or just didn't adjust quick enough.
Somebody else on that pair, Chad, shot 237 as well. The same pair that Dion shot hers. Now, Lafayette bowler Allie Clayton here up on lane number 5, Chad. She's got 4 in a row. I don't see her name listed here in the top 32, so obviously she's off to a rough start, but she can make amends here with a big game. She's on a 240 pace right now in the going into the 9th frame. Oh, and she gets a strike. She shot 300 not too long ago over at Mike Albee's Arrowhead Bowl, so she does have the capability of shooting some big games. Obviously, anytime you bowl a 300 game, there is pressure, but is it the same kind of pressure when you're bowling for a Queen's Championship?
I would say it's different.
And it looked like Annalise Sisk doubled in the 8th frame, so she's got a 250 game out there, but definitely on a 230 pace. A lot can change here now. Dana File on your left here throws a strike. Dana's up there as well. She's plus 26. She needs a big finish here. She's struggling this game. She has 170 out there, so even if she strikes out, she'll stay around the even mark, which should be pretty good right now.
Some of them are finishing game 3.
Now we're back here on 9 and 10. I believe, I cannot remember her name, Chad, but the bowler on lane 9, I believe that's the runner-up to
Yes.
Alexis Carter last year.
And Kim Woodall.
Kim Woodall, yep.
2016 champion.
She's struggling. She's down in 26th place at minus 50. She has a 230 game out right now, so she needs all of them here in the 10th frame. And Annalise Sisk on lane 3 struck. She's now got a 3-bagger.
Nice shot for Kim.
Well, she's got 220 right now, and she's thinking all of them here in the 10th frame, and that would give her a chance here going into game number 4.
EJ's mom has close to his revs, don't you think?
Well, we know who taught him, right?
Yeah. She throws it well.
Oh, fortunate break there for Kim on lane 9. Now she's in the 230s with a good fill ball here in the 10th.
Go back to Allie's 10th frame here.
Well, this is a big shot for Allie.
It is.
You know, a strike here in the first one in the 10th puts her in the 250s. You know she's at least 60 to 70 out. If she strikes out, she's going to be pretty darn close to even.
Yeah, and it gives her good momentum going into that last game.
This is where you just got to take a deep breath, calm the heart rate down a little bit, and focus on one thing, and that's just throwing it over your target. That's got a hook.
Yeah, she missed.
That has some nerves in it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, she was definitely taking her time before she stepped on the approach, just taking some deep breaths. So.
Well, that's still with the spare. She would still be in the 240s with a good fill ball, so it's important to make this spare.
It's no gimme either.
No. Right now she's 227 if she doesn't get a single pin, so it's important for her to get her spare.
Oh, see?
Oh.
No gimme.
She opens with 231.
Still a little bit of momentum going into the next game. She knows she's capable of hitting this shot.
Yeah, you still like to finish with the mark, and, you know.
She still has to have more confidence than she did.
Well,
sure.
And Stacy Bischoff is going to shoot 240. So that's going to put Bischoff right back in the hunt. She's going to be plus 22 with a strike here in her fill ball. She's on lane 10.
Oh.
Weak 10 pin there. 246, a great game for Stacy. That's going to put her right back in the hunt. She's going to be plus 21 going into the last game. And for you wrestling fans, I'm sure she's no relation to Eric.
From WCW days. Great era.
So Anna Lee opened in the 10th, Chad, for a 219. But still, that's going to put her plus 30. Again, though, she had a chance to shoot a big game, 250.
And those opens are going to come in. You can't open once you get the match play when you're bowling against one other person.
Yeah, you got to fill frames. You can't, you know, it's like even Allie's spare there on the 1, 2, 4. You gotta cover that, and you got the momentum. But sometimes, you know, the mind can play evil tricks on your body, and
Sure.
if you're a little on the tight side, it's hard to make a good shot. And Kim shot 234, Chad, or 231. So that's going to put her minus 19. So she's
climbing.
She's climbing the ladder. We're going to see 7 pins. The cut went down in game 2. So if that's the case, Kim Woodall is going to be right there at that cut score.
Yeah, if it continues to do that.
I believe that is Buffy Buffkin on lane number 8. She is on a chance to shoot 203. She's still way out of it at minus 59, so she needs a good finish here. But she throws a good backup ball, Chad.
Yeah, she gets a lot of revs.
There she is on the left of your screen. Oh, she comes in high, 2-4. That's going to put her in the 190s. So that's your scoring pace here. We're going to guess, Chad, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say 12th place is going to be somewhere around, I just don't see it dropping a bunch.
No.
Maybe
Few
14, 15 under. So we'll come back with another update when Game 3 is posted. We'll come back here on Savage Bowling TV. You're watching the 2020 Indiana State Queens qualifying squad number 1 from Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana. Okay, just got an update here on after game 3. We don't have our sheets for the total squad results, but scrolling across the computer screens here, the cut score now after 3 games went up 8 pins, -4. I'm assuming Shelby New is leading at plus 123. So that means, Chad, if that's the case, she's shot 243 her second game.
Sure.
Some ladies around us here that are bowling. Annalise Sisk, you're seeing right now on lane 10. Goes through the nose, leaves the 6-10. Natalie Tackett and Shelby New are off to our left on 3 and 4. And on our TV pair 2 as well on 5 and 6, we'll flip over here sometime and we'll give you a good look. Right there on your screen on lane 5, might throw the best ball in the bowling center right now. And
she throws it really good.
That is, we believe, is Kayla Bird, and I mean, she throws it awful well. And we got scoring here. Thank you, sir. And yes, Shelby New leading the way at plus 123. She has an 80-pin lead on the field. Michelle Irwin is second at plus 43. Annalise Sisk is third at plus 32. Crystal Bunton is plus 24 and fourth. Natalie Tackett drops all the way to fifth at plus 22. She shot 166. Stacy Bischoff, who we said who shot 246, she jumps all the way to sixth. She was in 15th the game before. Taylor Ellison holding steady at plus 19. Faith Hall drops to 8th at plus 15. Tammy Marqua right there at plus 15. Teresa Smith-Dill with a big game in game 3 shoots 240. She jumps in to the top 10 at plus 11. Monica Hall-Meals had a big game too, Chaz. She was minus 57, way down in 28th. She shoots 255 her last game.
She's got a good game going this game.
And she's off to a big now watch
279 pace.
Lane 6 here. This, we believe, is Kayla Bird. And this is a thing of beauty. And she throws it bad, right? When we point her out, that's the old commentator jinx, if there ever is one.
Probably why we've never seen a 300s on any of our streams.
Yeah. Dionne Wilson Bowie, who we commented was way down she was, I believe, 20th. She jumps into the top 12 at -4. So a lot of movement here going on. Dana File dropped down to 14th at -11. Morgan Johnson is right there at -10. So about 3 ladies within 15 pins of the cut. Kimberly Woodall being one of those who shot 231. And Allie Clayton jumps into the top 25, but she's way down, Chad. She went 150, 150, 151, 158, 231. So she's -60, so she's pretty well out of the hunt. And surprisingly, Kayla Bird is -48, who you're watching here on 5 and 6. She throws it really, really well. Monica Hall-Meals is probably going to make the cut, too. She's off to a great start, 179 in the 7th.
So, so what number would you be comfortable at where you don't have to re-enter, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, if I'm plus 10, I mean, I'm not even thinking about it. Yeah, absolutely. Plus 10. It depends who would re-enter to try to improve on their score.
We don't know who's coming either.
Right.
Who hasn't bowled.
Right. Now, if they do get the number to take 16, I would definitely say
plus 10.
Plus
sure.
10 is easily in. Would be my guess. I would be probably more inclined to say 25 over, and I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's Monica Hall with another strike in the 9th. She's got 199. She's on a 230 pace. Natalie Tackett there on your far left with the strike. She's she was struggling, but she doubled in the 8th and 9th, but she's got to strike out, Chad, for 202. If she were to drop, let's say she doesn't strike, she goes spare, she's looking at 181. That's minus 19. She's going to be in that borderline +3 range. You got to be thinking she's needs the first one in the 10th to kind of give herself some cushion.
Yeah, she definitely might be looking to re-enter.
Tammy Markwa with a big strike there in the 10th. First ball in the 10th on lane 5. She is at +15. Shelby New just left a washout there on the left of your screen on lane 3. She's comfortably in. Even with an open, she's going to be in the 190s. Oh, Tammy Markwa here leaves the the 4 pin. That's going to put her in the high 190s, 195, I think, with the spare. That would put Tammy at +10. That number I was telling you about, that's going to be very close. It all depends, Chad, what positions 11 through 20 do.
Right.
We've seen ladies shoot 250 game, and if you're minus 30, Angela Tackett shoots 250, and then all of a sudden, the scoring changes. And if you happen to look over, Chad, Angela Tackett has 168 in the 7th with that's on the wrong side. She's going to strike out for 190. Not sure who has got the 250 pace going there on. That's Dana File. So think about that, Chad. She's minus 11. She's got 250 out there. She's on a 230 pace. That would put her passing quite a few ladies here.
We'll watch 5 and 6 finish up, and then we'll go back over to 9 and 10 and watch their last
Here's
5 frames.
Monica Hall Meals on lane 5.
I gotta hurry.
Oh, it got way out. Fortunate to leave just the 128. A spare here would put her in the 230s, Chad. And Natalie Tackett got the first strike in the 10th. So that's going to put her in the 190s, low 190s. Shelby New did open in the 10th for 196. That puts her at +119.
Yeah, she's safe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Oh,
wrap 7.
Or 7.
That's going to put her at 191 with a spare, I believe. -9, Chad. She's going to be at +13. I think she's okay. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying +13 is okay.
You got to wonder if she's still.
I wouldn't be surprised if I would bet she re-enters. Ooh, and Crystal Bunton just opened in the 9th. She's got 144, Chad. She's +24.
Ooh.
If she strikes out, Chad, she would drop to -2.
Yeah,
so,
there's a lot of movement.
Lots
of
movement
happen here this game.
I need to get a pin. I'll have to go steal one from the counter at some point so I can write. Let's see, Monica Hall Meals shot 236. So that puts her at +34.
That's safe for sure.
Now we're going to get a look at Annalise Sisk here. She's got first 3 spares, but now a 3-bagger in frames 4 through 6. Oh, and a 4-pin wiggles, but doesn't cooperate.
Wiggled twice.
Now here's a big shot just to the left, Chad, on lane 8. This is Crystal Bunton. Bunton, and she is at +24, but she can strike out for 174, which would get her -26 for the game. That's way right.
Yeah,
and she leads the 5-pin. But that's going to put her at minus 36 for the game. That's going to put her at minus 12, Chad. I think she's on the outside looking in.
I agree.
Now, does it go back down like it did? It went
It
up
could.
8. Could it go back down 8?
Mm-hmm.
If it does, then she's going to be right there at that number. Again, though, what does Monica Hall Mills win around her? Dana File is looking at Dana File is going to shoot 240, Chad. She's going to go around her. So, again, Dana's going to shoot 247. So Dana File goes from minus 11 to plus 46.
Wow.
Or excuse me, plus 36. So she even went around Monica Hall Mills, who is now at plus 34. So there's 2 bowlers that were out that are now back in.
Yeah.
So a lot, like you're saying, though, a lot of movement.
And this is probably what we're going to see all day. Just imagine, add in the bowlers at 1 o'clock and how much movement's going to happen there when you include these ladies in the whole field.
Who re-enters? Who shows up that hasn't bowled yet? And obviously, we are in the midst of I guess you could still call it a pandemic. I'm not sure it's, I guess it would be that way right now. So some bowlers that you think would be here might not under the current
we've
health
received
conditions.
a couple of comments in the chat saying they couldn't be here today because of COVID concerns, and we definitely understand that.
And the 3-6-10 for Annalee here on lane 9. Yeah, and, we're all using our, you and I are 6 foot apart here in our table. We got an 8-foot table for the broadcast for us and for Mike when he gets here. And as you know, the ladies are all using precautions. A lot of them are some are bowling with the mask on. Many are not, but they're putting them on when they do come back into the settee area. So
sure,
everybody's using precaution here, as you should. Now Annalee, that needs to hook.
No.
She opens in the 8th frame.
Not a good time for that.
She's got 162 in the 8th. Still a 202 game would put her right in the plus, would keep her in the plus 30s. Only, really, I'll be honest with you, Chad, our TV pair is the only pair left bowling.
Yeah, and I think they came from, they came from 3 and 4. So let's say right here in front of us on 7 and 8, we're a little bit behind because they had a little bit of a breakdown a couple games ago.
Samantha New there with the 2-4-10 split. She had a double in the 7th and 8th frame, Chad. She had a chance to shoot a big game, and at least in the 220s. That would have made things interesting for her too as well, but her tournament will come to an end unless she decides to re-enter for the 2nd squad.
And she just may.
And she may, yes, you're right.
So this tournament, this squad's going to end on time. Should be just enough time to oil the lanes and start back up here at 1 o'clock.
I'm not sure where the lane machine is at. If it's down on that end, they could actually start on 27 and 28.
Right.
And Annalee Sisk here in the 9th frame. Big shot for her. She comes in
bit
high. Fortunate to lead just the 3-pin. Right now, she just got to fill frames, and she's okay. Make your spares, and she's right where she needs to be.
And she's got to be thinking about the last frame because, she topped that spare, and this is the pin she left.
We're down here on lanes 7 and 8. Our championship pair today will be lanes 9 and 10. And here's Annalee for, that's got to slide. Ooh, man, she just enough ball.
I think I read her lips and it said, oh my God.
Well, as we would say in league, good thing they painted that pin twice,
Yes.
right? The extra coat of paint was just enough to for the ball to knock it over.
A little bit in. Yeah, I think 9 and 10 is the only pair bowling right now.
This is Samantha New on the right lane going for the 3-6-10. Can she do what? Yes, she can. What Anna Lee could not there. And she picks it up. She's going to finish in the 180s with a good fill ball here in the 10th. Nobody else really doing a whole lot on this pair. Anna Lee can shoot 212 if she strikes out in the 10th. Important for her, though, Chad, to throw a mark in the 10th.
Yes, she cannot open in the 10th.
Good count, you know, an 8 spare, 9 spare, and a good fill ball count, and she's comfortably in. You just don't want to give anything back to the field.
And here she goes on lane 9. The last bowler of the squad.
Looks good off the hand. Ah, great shot. Great shot.
She put the shakiness of the last 2 frames behind her, obviously, and it's a good one in the 10th. After this squad, we'll be going off the air, take a little bit of a lunch break, and we'll be back here at 1 o'clock. It's about an hour from now for squad number 2. Oh, she got that one out.
That's way right. All right. You know, now just make the spare. She'll be 202. That'll be there.
Yep.
She'll be right there, plus 34 with a spare here. And good spare there. And that wraps up squad number 1. Anna Lee finishes with 202. That'll put her at plus 34 for the squad, comfortably in. Once we get the cut score information, we'll maybe quickly update you with the final tallies here in squad number 1. We'll probably bring you that information right when squad number 2 starts.
Right.
We're going to take a break, as Chad said. Thank you for watching the 2020 Indiana State Queens here from Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana. We want to thank our sponsors quickly, Pinheads Bowling Center and Fishers, Big Four Sox, Mike Alby's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette, Motive Bowling, and the Anderson-Madison County Visitors Bureau. You're watching